Hi, it's Christy Borden again, and today's chat is about inspections. It's in the title. Sexy subject, I know, but it is very important, and I address this with every single buyer that I sit down with. So let's chat. Why would you get the home inspected? Well, let me just see. If you equated the price of the house to a price of a car, and it was, would you have it looked at? Would you have your mechanic look at it? Would you like to test drive it? Can't really test drive a house. You can't live in it for a while before you close. So the inspection is the next best thing. Would you ever consider buying a resale Lamborghini and not getting in it and taking it for a drive? You should never consider doing the same thing with the house. So first, resale, homes that have already been lived in. You absolutely need to get these homes inspected. And even in instances where a buyer just left the deal and you have a copy of their inspection, I say get your own. Even if it's to document and support what was in the first report, because if the inspector got anything wrong, any liability is not owed to you because you were not their client. So I would say get that home inspected. On new construction, this is where I get the most pushback from clients. You know, it's brand new. Gosh, the builders told them about all these inspections they do. It must be perfect. Well, I've never yet in 16 years seen a new home, regardless of price range, clear through inspections without deficiencies noted. Think about that. Never again, never in 16 years have I seen one without a deficiency. Get it inspected. It's such a minor cost and it will really benefit you, especially if any deficiencies show up later when you go to sell the home. Your buyer then is going to want you to pay for it when you could have got the builder to do it if it was a code violation in the first place. If you're building from scratch, you can actually break up inspections in 3 different phases. The first is to check the foundation before the cement is poured. The second is before the sheetrock is put up. And that one is so crucial because your inspector can check the plumbing, electricity, the ductwork, all these things to make sure they're done right. And you would be surprised at the things that have passed a builder's inspection and yet it was completely wrong. And you have no documentation from a builder and all these inspections of what was done and how they corrected it. You never see those inspection reports. So rather than rely on the people who are waiting for your money at the closing table, and the helpful salesperson, as great as they are, they don't work for you, your realtor is going to really suggest to get an inspection. Please do it. The final one is, of course, when you are doing your walkthrough ready to close, and just making sure that what the inspector can see, everything else looks to code. If not, we're gonna go back to that builder and get it corrected. So that's it today. Trying to keep them a little bit over 3 minutes. But if you have any questions about inspections, we don't get anything from referring inspectors. We're happy to give you names of people we worked with before and our clients were happy with. But it is just so important to you to do that I beg of you, when you're buying a home, please budget for inspections. And that's it today. So I hope you enjoyed the chat. We'll try to do something a little more fun and sexy next time. But until then, have a wonderful day and talk to you soon.